cost efficient.
Right.
Yeah.
It takes into consideration workflow management because you look at process.
Yeah.
And I also heard from Fionn that the skill set is different when you have the SyCara platform.
Right.
Right. And so there's a lot of ROIs, return on investment, for an agency to use the SyCara platform.
That's right.
Right.
That's
I
right.
heard that. That's great. Let's talk a little bit about Tallwave, because you're a founder of Tallwave.
Right.
And I understand it's an accelerator, venture management. Describe to us what that is, what that means, because I think that's a very interesting model. It's a model that says to a company, you don't have to stand alone in this big bad world of finding venture funding, whether it be angel funding, VC funding, or any other kind of funding. So give us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Tallwave, we call ourselves a venture accelerator. Really think of us as a consulting company that's focused on launching and helping emerging companies grow. So Tallwave was formed about 1.5 years ago. I had been at Yahoo. I'd been a vice president of professional services at Yahoo. We also have partners who joined from Microsoft and from Google, and sort of the vision behind it came from Jeff Pruitt here in Arizona. Jeff had been president at iCrossing, which is a local search marketing agency that's done very well nationally and globally. And we formed this company with the idea of helping many companies over time to launch and grow. And really with that consulting business, we provide things like product management, marketing services, go-to-market planning, a number of services that can help companies launch and grow. And then we also, on rare occasions, will get involved deeply with companies and take on management roles. And that's limited time to do things like that. But when we find opportunities where it's a great fit with our backgrounds, with what that company needs, and that's what happened with SyCara. We found an opportunity that made great sense with our backgrounds, my background from Yahoo with search marketing, Jeff Pruitt's background also from iCrossing, just a great fit for us to jump in and really help to grow that company. And so in that case, I stepped in as president to really launch and help grow that company. And then since then, we've gone to market in October of 2010. We launched in market. December, we really started selling actively. And now we're in the running with some major brands and major agencies with SyCara, and are starting to win our first major clients. And so things are really getting off the ground well. And I'd say that Tallwave model is working well in this case.
It sure is. I'm remiss in asking about your background, but I already had known that the reason why you're president of SyCara is because of your background.
Right.
And that made sense. But I know that. So let's have the viewers know a little bit about your background and how that positioned you to be president of SyCara.
Sure. Well, so my background primarily has been in the online or digital marketing space since 1998. I had spent a short stint at Microsoft. My MBA was at the University of Southern California, and had worked at this company called GoTo.com, which pioneered the paid search model, which is the model that Google eventually actually licensed that model from GoTo.com, and that's the model that Google's made most of their money off of. And so was part of GoTo.com. That company became Overture. That company was acquired by Yahoo in 2003. And then I was moved up in Yahoo to the vice president level, and the last several years was running professional services, working with our biggest advertiser and agency clients, and really helping them to streamline their approach and how they worked with Yahoo and how they could manage their advertising with Yahoo. So at that point, I was managing a pretty large team. Really enjoyed the experience there, but I also had been at GoTo.com when it was less than 100 people, and I really enjoyed that entrepreneurial experience and sort of wanted to get back to that. So when I talked to Jeff Pruitt and had the opportunity to sort of jump out and form Tallwave, it seemed like a great time and a great fit. So I joined Tallwave, as I said, about 1.5 years ago, and we've been moving aggressively since.
We're going to get into the funding of SyCara here in a minute, but I'm going to set the stage. I know that Arizona is usually 1 year or 2 years behind what California funding is, And what's interesting, the first quarter results came out on venture capital funding, and I've chosen obviously California because California is the bellwether of funding.
Sure.
And what's interesting is that funding overall is up. And that is high net worth individuals are contributing more to funds.
Right.
And they've raised this in the first quarter $7 billion more than the previous quarter, which means there's more fund available for VC firms to look at some smart technology. But what's further interesting in the Silicon Valley area, last quarter, in the first quarter of 2010, they had venture-backed deals that total about $1.7 billion. This quarter, they had $2.4 billion. It's probably a 76% increase. So that's like the bellwether saying, hey, there seems to be an appetite to lend money, putting into the right companies that can accelerate, can scale up. And it always begins in California, I say. I'm not discrediting other areas, regions, but California seems to be the mother lode, if you will. What's interesting here is Arizona, and one of the things that's always puzzling, I'll ask the question later, is Arizona's behind in funding and getting funding firms started here and getting more money into Arizona. This quarter, the number was $53 million. The previous quarter, it was only $13 million. So although there's an uptick, when you look at $53 million compared to $2.4 billion, it says a lot, and in a way that says what's missing in Scottsdale, what's missing in the Valley of the Sun that we can't get a large VC activity to start funding technology, because we have a lot of innovation in the greater Phoenix area. Yeah, so that goes to SyCara. I heard the innovation of SyCara. So what convinced a group of solo angel investors to invest in SyCara? What was it that said, gee, this is where I think I need to place my money, as I'm going to label you as an incubator as opposed to a company that's in the seed area, but what was that?
Yeah, well, I think most so there does seem to be momentum in Phoenix, first of all, in this greater Phoenix area in terms of investment, in terms of angel investors getting involved, and funding is I'd say it's